So make sure today you will only need yourself, and then have a mat handy for later. Have that nice mat for when we go on down. We're gonna start standing up. So just make sure nice and standing up, and then have that mat for when we're later. I'll just take a picture of the names for them. And then we'll get started. And I made sure everyone will be muted and muted coming in. So this is where feel free to always play your own little music in the background. You're all muted, so it's not going to disrupt any of the class. So if you want to put on some music in the background, go for it. And let's start standing with those feet just shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, I should say, than shoulder width to start today. So a little bit wider than that shoulder width. Let's do a nice big shoulder roll up. Let's pull them down. And then another one, nice deep breath in. We pull those shoulders up, back, and down. Now let's take that nice deep breath. Let's bring those hands up overhead. Bring those palms together and let's push those hips forward. So we're pushing those hips forward. Breathe in. Let's breathe it out. Let those hands come back down towards your sides. And then let's go again. Let's do a nice deep breath. Let's bring those hands up. Breathe it in. Pull those hands back. Push those hips forward a little. And on this one, let's do that nice deep breath in. And let's dive it down for me. So dive it down, reach towards those toes. Just hang it over. Keep those legs straight for this first part. So we want the legs straight for this first stretch. So we're stretching out the back. Now bend those knees a little bit and you're gonna let your belly kind of come onto those legs a little bit more. And then bend the knees a little deeper and let's roll ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice big shoulder roll up at the top. And then one more time, let's bring those hands up overhead. Let's pull them back so those hips go forward, those thumbs go back. And once again, we breathe it out, we dive it down. Again, start with straight legs when we bend it over. So we start with those nice straight legs to get that stretch through the back. And now we're gonna bend those knees a little, let that belly button come towards those thighs a little bit more. And this time we're gonna leave those hands down and we're really gonna bend those knees and we're gonna sit for me. So we're gonna sit it like a frog. Those feet, I want them to stay flat on the ground. So if you need to walk those feet apart a little bit, take the time and walk them apart. You're kind of pushing those knees open. And now let's straighten those legs. So pop that butt up. Stretch it out. And then once again, let's sit that butt down. Butt goes down, chin comes up. And of course, make sure easy modification if your knees or backs, if you can't go down that much, you can always leave that butt up and you push those knees apart. Now straighten those legs one more time. Those legs are straight. We're folding over. And once again, let's sit that butt down. Pushing those knees open, puffing that chest up. And then this time, let's bring those hands together for me. So really kind of using those elbows to push those knees open. And then we're gonna stand ourselves nice and up. So squeeze that butt in the back. Nice and tall, hands stay together. We sit it down as low as you can, pushing those knees open once again. And then we stand it back up. Squeeze that butt up at the top. Let's sit it down. And again, if you're right here and you squeeze out from that position, that's okay. Let's go down as far as you can, pushing those knees open, pulling ourselves up from that head, nice and tall. Now 2 more for me. Let's sit it down. We push those knees open. We puff that chest. We stand it up. We squeeze that butt. And one more time, let's sit it down. And this time down at the bottom, I want you to take that butt and pop it up just about halfway. Whatever your halfway is, feel those inner thighs and those quads engage, and let's pull it up. And then bring those feet a little bit closer together. Good job, I'm warmed up now. I'm going to take that top layer off. So, now we're going to move a little towards those arms. So we're going to let those legs relax. So let's bring those shoulders down. And we're going to start, come a little closer so you can make sure to see. So right here, hands are neutral. I want you to twist them open. Nice like that, good. So we're going nice and open. We're going to keep those hands open. And we're going to bring them all the way up. We touch those palms together up at the top. And we go all the way back down. So we bring it up, thumbs, we aim them back, we touch those palms together overhead, and then we bring it back down. Good. We come up, palms touch, we go back down, keep going. I'm going to tilt myself up just so you can see that arms a little bit better. Good, coming up. You're going to do one more. So let's bring it all the way up. I want you to push those palms together up over top. Make sure here those knees are bent, that tummy is tight. We're pulling those hands back. Push those palms together, bring it down, and we're going to stop once we make a nice T. Pull those thumbs back. And then I want you to bring it right back up. Push those palms together overhead. Bring it down, making that nice T. Bring it back up, and again, pushing those palms together up the top, down. Now 2 more, let's bring it up. Pushing, bringing it down, squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back. 1 more, bring it together. Make that nice T. Now turn those palms towards me. So those palms are now facing right here, and we're going to bring it together. Bring those palms together. Push the palms. So squeeze the palms together, and then you're going to open it back. All right, squeeze those palms together. Let's open it back. Let's squeeze. Open it back, really pulling those shoulder blades together, and then really push those palms together. So we pull back, we squeeze. We bring it together, we squeeze those palms, pull back, 2 more, bring it together, palms push, open back. Last one, bring those palms together, open it back, squeeze, and you let it relax on down for me. Roll those shoulder blades out, and now you're going to come with those feet just, if you'll say, about 6 inches apart for me. So I don't want them all the way together where the knees touch. I want a little distance because you want those hips, knees, and ankles nice and stacked on top of each other. Now the goal with these is always to not let those knees cave in and not let them bow out. You want to keep them in that nice line for me. So shoulders down. Let's tilt those hips so that tummy is tucked. Let's put those hands straight out in front, and now you're going to make a chair out of yourself. We're going to sit it down like you're sitting in a chair, and we're going to stand it up. Now this, notice when we're sitting, trying to keep those knees nice and parallel the whole time. So try not to let them cave in. Push up through the heels, really squeeze those glutes. Squeeze those hamstrings as soon as you can. We want to get them nice and engaged as soon as it's possible. Good, sitting down, pushing up through those heels, squeezing that butt up at the top. We're going for 4, Now 3, 2, last one. Good. Now from up at the top, I want you to sit it down. We're gonna hold it here. Take that left hand, we're gonna cross it over. That right hand, twist up. Look towards those fingertips up at the top. You're trying to pull it open, twist that spine. And now that right hand comes forward. Left hand meets it. And we stand it up. Nice deep breath up at the top. And let's sit it down. Now that right hand we cross. That left hand goes up. We're reaching, we're twisting. Breathe. And left hand comes forward. Right hand. And we stand it up. We're going to do one more on each side. I'm going to demonstrate modified this time. So let's sit it down as low as you can. Modified, if you need to stay up higher, we're going to cross that arm or that hand over. And we still try to twist that arm up. All right, so modified just means you might not be able to sit down as low. That's okay. Right hand comes forward. Left hand meets it. And we stand it up. All right, we got one more. We got to even those sides out. Let's sit it down. Let's cross that right hand. Let's twist that left hand open. Breathing, looking at those fingertips if you can. Knees apart. Now left hand forward. Right hand meets it. Squeeze it up. And breathe. Now I want you to keep those feet right where they are. Once again, tuck those hips. That tummy is tight. Those hands are once again going to come forward. So same starting position. So this one, a little different. So we're going to suck that belly in. You're going to sit it as low as you can. You're going to take that right foot, tap it, bring it back, and we're going to stand it up. So we sit it down. That left leg taps back and up. So again, modified, you can sit it down just a little. You can still tap and you bring it back. Tummy tight, tap, together, and up, down, tap it, together, and up. Something to think about. Look at those shoulders and try to keep the shoulders on the same level when that foot moves. One more on each side. Tap it, together, up, last one, down, tap, together, up, and relax it. Shimmy it, shake it, breathe it. Now we're going to bring those hands to this nice 90 degrees. So that means we want those palms touching, those elbows are squeezing, all right? We're a little low on my camera today, gotta see those lines here. So palms push, those elbows push, and we're gonna squeeze it back. Bring those palms and elbows together, squeeze, open it back, and let's keep going. Palms, elbows, squeeze, and we open back. Bring it together, palms and elbows. We squeeze, and we open. Beautiful, nice and steady. We squeeze together. We open back. We bring together, palms push, elbows squeeze. Make sure those elbows touch. Open it back. Let's bring it together for me. So we're gonna stay right here in the middle. So those palms are pushing, those elbows are squeezing. And we're going to straighten the arms out. Keep pushing those palms together. And we're gonna bring it back. So we straighten those arms, keep those knees bent, those hips tucked, and we bring it back. Get those elbows touching as soon as you can. They're gonna pull apart from one another. If you're double jointed in those elbows, they might be able to stay together. That's okay. Everyone is different. Now we've got 3 more. Let's push for 3. Bring it back together, squeeze. Extend it out 2. Pull it back. And right here, we're opening. Let's bring it back for me. So right here, those palms are touching, those elbows are squeezing, and we're gonna lift. So you have to keep the elbows together for me. The elbows have to stay together. It's not a big movement. You're lifting it as high as you can, squeezing those palms together, but you stop once you feel like those elbows would pull apart for 3, 2, last 1, and relax it down. Shake those shoulders out. I know I felt that one today. So now we're gonna let those arms rest. We're gonna go into our balance for today. So let's make sure, now that we're balancing, we're gonna shift our weight onto that right foot to start today. So we're puffing that chest up, the chin is nice and open. So we're gonna have that foot go out to the side. So once that foot goes out, I like to retuck my hips because I know it relaxes once I get that foot out there. So that tummy is tight. Now let's bring those hands in front. Of course, if you need balance, you can always hold on to something nice and lightly to the side. And we're gonna bring that knee up and out to the side. So like you're gonna touch the opposite elbow and that foot goes back out. We bring it up and we kick it out. And on this one, when we bring it up, we extend it to the side, and you should feel that glute, that butt cheek, have to squeeze when it goes back out. 3, 2, and on this one, extend it out, and I want you to lift it up to the side as high as you can. Try to keep that chest up. Try not to lean to the side too much. We're nice and tall. 4, 3, 2. Now hold it up. So hold it to the side. You're holding it up, and we're pulling it back into the middle. Pull it back into the middle. So you're holding it out. We pull back. Bring it to neutral. Squeeze that butt cheek back. Yes, that hip should not like me. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Relax it. Shake those hips out. Shimmy it, right? Now we got to even the sides out. So now we're going to shift the weight onto that left leg, shoulders down, tucking those hips once we put that foot out, tummy tight, hands in front, and we pull that knee up, and we extend it out, pull it up and out, tummy nice and tight, breathing, 5, 4, squeezing that glute when that leg goes back, 2, let's hold it to the side, and we lift it up, controlled. Again, try not to lean too much. We want to keep that chest up, tummy tight. 4, 3, 2. Now let's hold it up, hold back, together, keeping that leg up. Keep it up as much as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Roll those hips out. You can even stretch it. Reach towards those toes for a second. And rolling ourselves up. Nice big shoulder roll. Now we need to get back to those arms once again. So this one, I want you to bring those palms together and they're pushing together. So in front, once again, make sure we don't want that back arching. We're tucking those hips, those knees are bent. Palms pushed together. We're squeezing those palms together as much as you can. And this one, as we open back, I'm going to come close so you can see the hands. So as we open back, turn the palms up. They squeeze back. And then we bring those palms and squeeze them back together in the front. Beautiful. Open those palms. Squeeze it back. And then we bring it back together, pushing those palms together. Open. Squeeze, pull back. Bring it together. Palms push. Open back. Together. Squeeze those palms. Let's open it back. Beautiful. Bring those palms together. Pull it back. Now let's bring those palms together. So we're going to stay in the front. I'm squeezing my palms together and we're going to go up overhead. Try to get those arms on either side of the ears. And then we're going to bring it back down. We pull it up and bring it down. Keep trying to squeeze the palms together the whole time. I know the tension is going to change. That's normal. You're not going to be able to squeeze as much up at the top. That's okay. But keep trying. Pulling up. Controlling it down. Now 2 more. We're going up. Bringing it back to the middle. Still squeezing. Pull it up. Now on this next one, we're going to stay up at the top. So let's go up to the top. Let's open those palms towards me, and we're going to squeeze down at the back and push those hands up. And then we squeeze down in the back, pushing it up, squeezing down, getting a nice pinch in those shoulder blades up. We squeeze down. We push it up, squeeze down through the back, push it up. Now 3, push up, 2 more, 2, up. Last one, let's squeeze it down. And from there, let's bring it to the front where we push those palms and elbows together and we pull back. All right, I promise, last thing, and then those arms get a breather. So push through that burn that's already started. Make those arms, get this work in. Elbows, palms squeeze, open back, together, open it back. 2 more, palms and elbows squeeze. We open back. Last one, palms and elbows squeeze. Let's open back and relax it down. Roll those shoulders out. Shimmy it, shake it. All right, so now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what we're doing here. So I'm going to take my left foot and do a nice big step forward. My right foot is back, and I'm on the toes of my right foot. My chest, nice and up, tummy tight. Now this one, if you need to hold on, just put those fingers on the wall or something to the side is always good, so that way you're not leaning forward. You can keep that chest up. Bring those hands out in front for me today. Tummy is tight, and we're going to bend it down and push it back up. Make sure we bend that back leg, and then we come nice and back up onto that tippy toe. Down and up, all the way down and up. 2 more like this. Down and up. Now in this one, I want you to go down, and you're going to stay there, and we're going to do some little pulses for me. So a small movement, that tummy tight, and hold at the bottom once again. Those arms go overhead. Breathe. Bring those arms back. Stand it up. And now we're going to switch sides. So now other foot takes that nice big step back. That chest is up. That tummy is tight. We're putting those hands forward. You're on those toes in the back. And we're going down and up, all the way down and up. Controlled, steady movements. Down and up, down and up. 4, breathe, 3, 2. Now this one we're holding down and we're pulsing. Tummy tight, nice and controlled for 4, 3, 2. Hold at the bottom. Hands go up. We breathe, we're holding. Hands come forward. We stand it up and we shake it out. Shimmy it. Now we're gonna need your mats, the floor, the rug, whatever you have. I'm gonna move myself forward a little for you. And we're going to tilt it down. So that way we're gonna be able to see me on the floor. Now I'm gonna start standing. So don't worry, just like normal with this, you're just gonna see my feet or the bottom legs to start, but that's okay. So we're gonna be right here. Those feet are just shoulder width apart for me. Let's do one of those where we reach those hands up overhead. We do a nice deep breath in. We push those hips forward. We pull those hands back. And we breathe it out and we dive down towards those toes. Again, straight legs to start for me here. So those legs are straight to start. We're just stretching out the back and those legs. Now bend those knees a little. Belly button comes towards the thighs. Bend them even a little bit more. And then we're gonna walk those hands out and we're gonna walk into a nice plank position. So that tummy's tight. We've got those hips tucked. Everything is nice and controlled. Now I want you to keep the hands where they are and I want you to pop that butt up. Let those heels drop down towards the floor. And then tuck those hips back and bring yourself right back into a plank. So it's a small movement. We pop that butt up. We let those heels drop. And then we pull it back into plank. So we're working that core a little, working those shoulders, butt goes up. We let those heels drop. And then we tuck those hips, bring it back into plank. Keep going, pop that butt up. I'm gonna show from modified, so if you're modified, you can aim that butt back. You have the weights on the heels of the hands, and then you slide those hips forward and you tuck it. Let's keep going, we got 2 more. Butt goes back, tummy's tight, and then we suck that belly in and we tuck those hips. We got 1 more. Let's pop that butt up. Let those heels drop and tuck it back into plank. And now let's go into a nice pigeon pose. So that's the one where we're going to bring that right foot forward to start. We're trying to get that right knee in between those hands. And then we let that left foot relax in the back. We do that nice big puff chest, that tummy, those hips even towards the ground. Now, if you feel a big stretch, you can stay right here. If you want to make it more intense, we can come on down and those elbows frame the knee. And if you want it more intense, you can always lay down. You can reach those arms forward. Nice and controlled. Let's walk those hands back. Puff that chest. We're still pushing those hips down. And now let's grip that foot in the back. And then we're going to get ourselves back into that plank position. And again, whether that's a full plank or a modified plank on those knees, that tummy nice and tight. We're holding for a few seconds. And now that left knee, let's bring it forward. It goes between those hands. That right foot relaxes in the back. We're going to exaggerate that posture to start. So we push those hips forward. We do a nice tall posture. And then we can come on down if you can. Again, if you feel a big stretch, you can always stay on those hands, or you can come onto those elbows. And again, if you want even more, you can lay it down onto that thigh, reaching those hands forward. Now, nice and controlled, let's slowly bring those hands back. Let's frame that knee. So we puff that chest, we grip that foot in the back, and we bring ourselves back into that nice plank position once again. And one time, let's really pop that butt up. This time you're gonna hold that down dog for a little bit more. So you can really let those heels try to drop towards the floor. And I want you to bend the right knee and really focus on trying to get that left leg straight so we stretch out that calf. And then we're gonna slowly switch sides. Now I'm gonna show you modified, so switch legs. If you're modified from those knees, you're just gonna straighten that right leg, grip the foot and try to push the heel back. Now let's switch sides. So now straightening out that right leg, bending the left. And if you're modified, that other leg is going back and you're gripping the foot in the back. And now we're gonna have everyone come back to neutral. And then everyone is gonna let those knees come down onto the mat. And we're gonna sit that butt back into a nice child's pose. So reach those hands forward, letting that chest come down towards the ground. Good. Now, come on up just about halfway. So this one, notice, I want you to keep that butt back towards those heels. I know it's easy for that butt to pop up, but we want to keep it back, and we're going to do the one where we thread that left hand underneath the right shoulder. You want to get your left shoulder, your left ear to the ground. Try and keep that butt back. And then we reach that hand out. Good, now bring that hand back. Push yourself up. And then we're gonna do the other side. So now that means keep that butt back towards those heels, thread that right arm underneath, that right shoulder, the right ear comes towards the ground. And then that hand reaches forward. Good, now slide that hand back. Push yourself back up. And one more time, nice child's pose, just sitting that butt back, hands go forward. And now we're gonna slowly flip ourselves over today. So we're coming nice and over. And of course, we'll do a nice little knee hug. for this first one. So let's hug those knees for a second. And then I always like to pull those knees nice and wide and pull them into the chest. Good. Back to the middle. And now I want those arms to go straight up and those legs to go as straight as they can. Now, if your back arches, bent knees, or even legs at 90-degree angles is okay. We can still do that exercise. And we're going to do opposite. So that means that right arm goes back, that left foot goes down. We bring it up, and then we alternate. Right arm, left leg. We pull it up, and then left arm, right leg. We bring it up. Now the key with this, once you do a couple, try not to think about it and just keep going so you don't mess up that nice pattern. And this one as well, really try to keep the arm and leg that are not moving as straight up to the ceiling as you can. 4, 3, 2, let's get as many as you need to even that side out. So if you need one more, go for it. And let's hug those knees. Now, from right there, we are going to bring them into a 90-degree angle. Flex those toes towards you. And we are going to have those palms go on the front sides of the thighs, or kind of right under the kneecap is a good spot to think about. My arms are as straight as I can get them, shoulders are down. Now I'm going to create tension by pulling my knees into the chest. But my arms are not going to let it, so let's pull it in, and you just hold for me. Isometric, you create that tension. So relaxed, we're here. And then we're pulling those knees in, holding, just nice and static. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. Nice quick hug. And then we're going right back to that 90-degree angle. Now this time I want those hands to have those palms down. So the palms are down, and you're making a nice T out of those arms. That 90-degree angle with those legs and those feet are flexed towards your chin. Now suck that belly button in for me. Back is nice and flat, and I want those knees to go together. The palms do not leave the floor, and I'm bringing my knees as much as I can over to one side. If you can touch the ground, that's good. And then tummy tight, and I'm pulling them back up to the middle. And then other side, we're gonna do a windshield wiper over again. Try not to let those palms move, they're glued in place. And then we pull it back up. Now, easy modification is you just won't go as far down. You might only be able to do a half range before you feel like you won't be able to hold those legs up. That's okay. Controlling, bringing it up. Other side, nice and steady. Back up. Now we're going to do one more to each side. Controlling it. Pull it up. Last one. Going down. Tummy tight. Let's pull it up. And let's give those knees a nice hug. Good. Now, put those feet flat on the ground for me. So those feet are flat. We're going to take that right foot, and I want you to cross it over onto that left knee. So the right ankle is just crossing onto the left knee. Hands, there's a couple variations you can do. First position would be they just stay right by your sides, right here. A little bit harder, we're going to lift them up towards that ceiling and hold it there. Now, tummy tight, back is nice and flat. And now we're going to reverse crunch. So I want you to pull those legs up into the chest, tap that heel down, and then once again, pull it up, control it down. So again, if that back arches, just keep those hands by the sides. That's gonna help ground you and give that back a little more support. Otherwise, those hands can stay nice and up. Now, next position, if you wanna make this harder, those hands can go under the head. After you pull the knees up, we can add a crunch and then go back down. But notice, knees come up, then you crunch. So really focus on that lower half before the upper does anything. We've got 2 more on this side. Last one. And now we're gonna switch sides. So now that right foot is gonna go planted. That left foot crossing over at the knee. Again, you can either have those hands by the sides, the hands straight up, or you can start right away with that crunch if you want to make it harder. So let's start it. Pull those knees up, tap it down, pulling up, tapping down. Good, nice and controlled. Nice, steady motions. Breathing. And again, make sure if you're doing that crunch, I want those knees to come up. You hold the knees and then you crunch. We've got 4 more. Now 3, 2. Give me one last good one here. And hug those knees into the chest for me. Now let's take those knees nice and wide from one another and hug them into the chest once again. Good. Now let's keep a hold of that right knee, hugging it nice and tight to the chest. Let's extend that left leg straight out. And let's take that right knee, let's cross it over to the left side. Really trying to push that knee down. That right hand opens up to the side. Bringing it back to the middle. Now we're going to grab a hold of that left knee, extending that right leg straight out. Now let's take that left knee, let's cross it over. Left hand open. Let's bring it back up. Hugging those knees. Now let's put those feet flat down. We're going to take that right leg. This time you're going to cross it over all the way onto that left leg. Now let's pull those knees into the chest. Let's take that right hand. It grabs that back left knee. That left hand grabs that right foot that's crossed over and pulls it down. Hopefully you had your morning coffee or tea, so you got all those rights and lefts. I know it's hard. Beautiful, let's relax that. And now we gotta cross that left leg all the way over. Let's pull those knees into the chest. Left hand grabs that back right knee. Right hand grabs that left foot. And we pull it down. Good. One one more hug now. I'm crossing those legs. One more hug of just both those knees. And let's roll ourselves back up. Let's straighten those legs out in front of us. And let's reach towards those toes. Now let's grab underneath those legs. This one, don't worry if those knees want to bend a little. Use those arms. So think about using those biceps and pull that chest. Trying to get the belly button onto the thighs and tuck your chin. Look at those hips. Good, relax it. And now we're gonna stand ourselves up. Make sure, take your time. You don't wanna get any head rushes. I gotta move my camera a little too anyway, so take that time. Let's stand it back up. All right, so once we are standing back up, I always like to hold so I'm not too wobbly. We're gonna stretch that quad out. So let's grab a hold of that right foot. Let's pull that foot towards the butt. Push those hips forward. Puff that chest open. Good, relax it. Let that foot go down. Now we'll switch sides. Let's grab a hold of that foot. Pull it towards the butt. Puff that chest up. Knee goes straight down. Once again, relax it. Now let's have those feet go nice and wide. Let's do one last deep breath as we bring those hands up. Push those hips forward, pull those hands back. Breathe it out, fold it over one last time for me. Reach towards those toes. Straight legs to start. That butt up towards the ceiling. Bend those knees a little, let that belly button come towards those thighs. And let's roll ourselves up nice and steady. Nice big shoulder roll back and down. And you are done. You made it through. Give yourselves a hand.
Thank you.
Always, you are very welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank
on
you.
Monday.
Thank you.